Let's fucking go!
Get ready to fly. Flight 527 ready for departure. Get ready to fly.
Good morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Game 82, we made it! We made it. We didn't die along the way. Isn't that lovely? Year 4 is officially in the books of our game reactions until the postseason that'll be coming up. Yes, if this is your first time tuning in, please subscribe and leave a like. Really do appreciate it. We're trying to hit 1,800 subscribers. It's a big goal. We got big aspirations. We need your help. But let's get into the fun stuff. The Jets defeat the Vancouver Canucks 4-2. We got a lot to talk about. But first off, the Jets defeat the Vancouver Canucks 4-2 in a game that I was way too stressed about. This game was meaningless except analytically. The Jets decided to... It wasn't an AHL roster. It was a preseason roster. They... Scheifele, Lowry, Morrissey, Nemesnikov... Connor and Hellebuyck, two different people in this case, all didn't play in this game, and Barron is injured. All the healthy scratches got in, and they made 4 call-ups, but 2 of them were only designed to play. So they called up Parker Ford, Brad Lambert, Nikita Chibrikov, and Colin Delia. Colin Delia was there to back up. Parker Ford was there in case something drastic happens. Brad Lambert and Nikita Chibrikov played. And we'll get to that, my dear friends. But, yeah, it's a little stressful. Obviously, the Canucks did rest a couple guys, too. They rested Miller, Besser, Hronek, and Ian Coles. One of these things is not like the other, but I digress. That being said, I was still scared about this game. The Jets going into this game, here's where we stand on the Jennings race. The Jets are up 3 goals on the Panthers because they gave up 3 and the Panthers gave up 2 in their last game. So the Panthers gained ground. Panthers don't have any games left, so the Jets are on the clock. The Jets, if the Jets give up 2 goals or less, they win the Jennings outright. If the Jets give up 3 goals, they pretty much have to tie the Jennings with Florida, and 4 goals or more, and Florida wins the Jennings outright. So you can understand how fucking terrified I was when on the first shot of the fucking game, the puck just goes in the net. Okay, so Jennings' watch has started, and 14:38 to go in the first period, and the Canucks have won. Okay. We're gonna lose the Jennings, aren't we? Oh, sweet Jesus, Connor Garland off the bat. On a bat, it just deflects off the mellow and in. Nothing Brossoit can really do against it, but it still is stressful nonetheless. And now, the magic number to keep the Jennings is down to 1. By itself is 1. And honestly, let's get to this. Honestly, the lines are so fun, but it is worth noting with 2... Oh, Jesus, that is a spider. That is terrifying. Oh, my God. Face your fears, Zach. But no. With the lines being so messy, we saw guys like Kuparian, and it was funny because I was watching Kuparian, I'm thinking to myself, motherfucker, somebody's going to tie him in points tonight. And sure enough, Brad Lambert gets his first ever NHL assist. I thought Lambert had the assist locked up. I didn't think Iafallo had an assist too, but they both get credited with an assist on this play that Velarde just outweights Demko to make it 1-1 reaction here. That was a great play. Honestly, Lambert on the Velarde line, kind of fun right now. Like, they have Iafallo there, but Lambert on that line with Velarde, like, yes, sir, give me more of that. And that'll do it pretty much for the first period of action. It's a little bit stressful. I think the Jets got out. The Jets didn't have a good first half of that period. It was fine. It was fine. The second half of the first period was really a lot more controlled. I felt the Canucks were really struggling to get set in the Jets' end, and the Jets were always pushing the pace. That's good. Now we go to the second period, where with that momentum, Cole Perfetti, who's only in this game because healthy scratches are playing apparently, scores on a rocket to make it 2-1 reaction here. Beautiful play by Perfetti's line, and Fetz finishes off. You'll love to see it. I'm surprised we're winning, but I'll take it. This is big. This is a big goal, and the Jets would hold this lead for a long time until a bad penalty, but it happens. Laurent Brossoit airmails a puck out of play, and I went, oh no. I had a flashback to my childhood watching Nikita Chibrikov send that right over the glass and them giving up a goal on the quintessential power play. The same thing ends up happening here. It's Quinn Hughes' shot that's deflected on the way in, and just like that, the magic number is now down to 1 as the Canucks tie 2-2. And now the Jennings is going to be decided by 1 goal no matter what. Now I'm horrified. Now it gets a little stressful, but we go into the third period tied 2-2, and now here comes a fun version of Moose Watch. Moose Watch. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the longest Moose Watch clips I think we have of the season. And we have a plethora because there's a lot to talk about. So first off, Elias Salomonsson in the SHL with Skellefteå. They just won Game 7 of their series. They are now in the SHL Finals. He also looks like an amazing defensive prospect. I look forward to seeing him on the Moose next year. He is honestly a game-breaker type defenseman. That's the first part of the news. The second part of the news, Colby Barlow gets in his first ever AHL game. Doesn't get a point in that, but he looked good, honestly. Levis hasn't been able to play, but also Levis isn't even 20 yet. So I don't know if he's even allowed to play. Like, if you can really play without, like they have on an AHL tryout, but they're icing pretty much their AHL team. The Moose did lose, unfortunately, in Milwaukee, 6-4. They came back once again. It was another courageous comeback that just fell short. But because of that, the Moose's play-in round all 3 games will take place in Texas, which is really funny because the first 2 games their last 2 games of the season is also against Texas. They're going to be in Texas for about 10 days. Enjoy the tan. On the OHL side of things, Dominic DiVincentis' North Bay Battalion have now officially swept the OHL second round and are going to the conference finals in the OHL. That being said, DiVincentis has only played 2 games of combined in that playoff run. Mike McIver I believe is his name, has taken the reins on that, which is a little unsettling, but also it's a team sport, so good for Divvy. And then here's the funny thing. Another Winnipeg Jets prospect is going to the OHL Conference Finals. Jacob Julian is having a king coming out party right now. The London Knights just swept, I think it was it the Sudbury Wolves, or am I mixing up my opponents? Whoever it was, they swept. They swept in 4 games, and Jacob Julian has back-to-back hat tricks. No, you're not. Your eyes are not deceiving you. That is back-to-back hat tricks for the Jets' 5th round pick, and he looks like a game breaker. He looks like he has an Adam Lowry archetype, I'd say, in terms of physicality and playing in front of the net, but right now he's playing his best hockey, and I really look forward to him signing his ELC actually in this offseason. I think he'd actually be a fun guy to put on a line with, like, Parker Ford. And whoever they take off, because I imagine VL probably won't stick around, because AHL guys kind of bounce around place to place with, like, kind of hired guns. Brad Lambert also makes the AHL rookie team, and Kyle Capobianco makes the AHL first all-star team, like the starting five, as the best defenseman in the AHL, which is awesome. Also, in the ECHL, because Oskar Salminen is down there, he just got recalled to the AHL, which I think is also because Delia got brought up to the NHL, so they're just doing due diligence in case he doesn't get back. But Salminen has backstopped the Norfolk Admirals to at least a 1-0 lead. It might be 1-1 or 2-0 now. Against the Trois Rivières. I can't say that name. It's violently French, but good for him. I think that's it. There's so much news. Here are some reactions.
But Barkey will go for a skate. Picks it up in the high slot there for Dickinson. One-timer shot deflected, and they score! Looks like it'll be Julian that gets credit for it, but London gets the power play goal. And we said if you play with...
And Denver Barkey does a great job finding him just at the near side post of the net. And look at this. Nothing too much to it, just a little bit of a deflection
going here. And here's Barkey out on the far wing. Barkey for Julian's shot, and he scores! Throw the hat for Jacob Julian. Great individual effort for him to stop, start, and restore the lead for London.
Shot deflected, saved by Salminen on his rear end. Oh, wow, that was madness as Salminen makes a giant stop and some more stuff.
Lays it into the corner. Golder trying to jam it out in front. They score! Henry Nikkanen from a sharp angle somehow got that puck to rattle in, and the game's tied 1-1. It's Chibrikov moving in, drags, waits, tries to shoot. Askarov down, Ford's open, and he scores! Parker Ford finishes off a power play tally. But now the Moose are going to head back the other way. Here's Lambert racing ahead with Janssen Fjallby. Milan in there as well. Here's Janssen Fjallby, he scores! Brad Lambert bounces over to Ford, wheels around, and he scores! Parker Ford ties the game!
Backhand one capped in by Jacob Julian. Julian, give it go. Here's Julian again. Julian scores! And Jacob Julian, the Winnipeg Jet prospect, has London cleared for takeoff. They're up early again, 1-0 in Game 4. Barkey at the point. Here's Cowan. Cowan here. One-timer from Halton and save made by Parsons. Rebound shot, and they score! Jamming it through, and guess who? It's Jacob Julian on the power play. His second of the game, his sixth of the series. He's got Gazizov with him. Out for Gazizov. Gazizov goes cross-ice. Here's Edward. Try to get it there, and they bang away. It's Julian. Throw the hat for Jacob Julian. Back-to-back hat tricks for the native of London, Ontario. He gives his hometown team a 3-1 lead.
Yes, I know that was an obnoxiously long Moose Watch segment. I'm so sorry. It's just there's so much to talk about. Let's get into this third period. The Jets come out in this third period, and it's really scary. I was on edge the entire time. Also, if Kevin Sawyer could please the fuck up, don't talk about the Jennings thing. Could you not do that? He interviewed Brad Lambert and said, it wasn't Brad Lambert. It was Neil Pionk in the second intermission. He goes, so what's it like to be leading the NHL in goals against, and fewest goals against heading into the last period of the season? Why the fuck would you ask that? Why the fuck would you ask him that? There's one period left. Why are you tempting fate? I hate when people do this. Thankfully, oh my God, I can't believe this. Nikita Chibrikov ends up getting the game-winning goal. Puck comes out. He pretty much makes an amazing back check on Thatcher Demko here and just forces this play to kind of happen from nothing. Nino goes down low, sees Chibrikov come out. Chibrikov, with an absolute missile, tattoos it into the top shelf to put the Jets up 3-2. Yes! Chibrikov! His first of his career! Let's go! Let this be the story. God damn. Oh my God. Oh my God. What a great. Oh my God. I'm still horrified, but oh my God, yes! I'm so happy for him, honestly. I feel like people haven't been giving Chibi enough love with how amazing Brad Lambert's been playing. playing. But Chibrikov has been honestly great. He's been a little bit colder in recent weeks, but he has been great to see develop, honestly. In his first year in the AHL, he's made a respectable campaign. Then, chaos. Chaos in front of the entire net. Everything's scary. There's a couple failed power plays, but then everything gets fucking terrifying. I don't know how this puck stays out of the Winnipeg Jets net. Laurent Brossoit wills this out of the net, which, by the way, should deserve his name on the Jennings, but we'll get to that later. Cole Perfetti saves a goal at least twice, and then ices the game like a goddamn gangsta. Perfetti! Empty net! They fucking balled out! Perfetti had a hell of a defensive shift. Kept the puck out of his net twice by himself! By him fucking self! Cole Perfetti makes it 4-2 and pretty much neutralizes the rest of the attack because the game's over at that point. But, wow. Wow. So the Jets hang on to win the Jennings, and actually I'll say it now, Connor Hellebuyck joins an elite club as the sole recipient of the Jennings due to the fact that Laurent Brossoit did not meet the requirement of games of 25. Connor Hellebuyck joins the elite class of Martin Brodeur, Braden Holtby, and Jonathan Quick as the only solo recipients of the award. That is an incredible class to be a part of. This is just another thing for Connor Hellebuyck's resume. I'm really happy to see this. And for Laurent Brossoit, while he doesn't get this added to his resume, this is going to be part of the reason he gets a fat paycheck in the offseason with another team. I would love LB to come back, but he's earned a starting role in another city. Also, we are going to look at the women's side of hockey because we haven't in a while. Women! 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 Women's hockey is officially back. They had their World Championships, and that ended with Canada beating USA in a barn burner, 6-5. It was either in Utica or Utah, one of the two. But Canada won in overtime, upsetting the Americans after the Americans beat them at 1-0 in the round robin. Also, we have 2 PWHL games to report because since the tournament's over, the PWHL is now back on. Also worth noting, Sarah Fillier, a popular Canadian national team member, has declared that she will be a draft-eligible player for the PWHL next year, which I expect her to be, honestly, top 3 picks. Like, she could easily be first overall. And then we have 2 games tonight. Montreal defeats Minnesota in a barn burner, 4-3. I don't have the highlights here, so just take my word for it and go back and check the highlights. Montreal was down 3-2 with under 3 to go. I believe it was Captain Clutch got the goal to make it 3-3, and then scored with 30 seconds left to make it 4-3, win in regulation. A massive win for Montreal as they look to try to work their way in the seedings. Boston upsets a party in Toronto. Where have we heard this before? 2-1 in regulation, halting Toronto's impending clinching of the PWHL playoffs, which they could have possibly done it tonight, I believe, had they won that game. Worth noting, this is big for Boston, as now it puts Boston 1 point behind PWHL Ottawa for that 4th seed and that final seed in the playoff bracket. It is worth noting, though, that points are obviously, wins are 3 points, so it's not as close as you think. And now Boston only has 4 games left, while Ottawa has 5. That's been the Miss Manitoban moments and the women's side of hockey. 3 stars of the game for the Jets. Ooh. We are going to go with, first star is going to be Nikita Chibrikov. Game-winning goal. Absolutely love to see it. Second star, Cole Perfetti. Third star is going to be Brad Lambert with a secondary assist. And Laurent Brossoit and Gabe Vilardi will get the honorable mentions tonight. Thank you so much for watching, guys. It's been a hell of a season. I just want to say, before we go into the playoff coverage, you guys have been phenomenal. every year I try to set goals for this channel, and I always say I want to have a minimum viewer rate. And every year I want that minimum to go a little higher. Like last year, I wanted the minimum amount of viewers per video to be 300, I believe 300 or 350. I started the goal of this year saying, well, I'd like to go 350 views on each video. And by week 2, I was like, I want it to stick at 400. And thanks to your guys' continued support, not only we're always sticking at over 400 views per video, and that's a long season of 82 games, but in a lot of games, we exceeded 1,000 views. And that is, we had at least 8 videos hit 1,000, and that is not something we've ever had on this channel that many times in a season. So once again, thank you all so much. It's been incredible. I'm so excited for the playoffs. I will be at the whiteout parties in game 1 and 2. I might be actually on the street asking some questions in game 1 and 2. I think me and the Prairie Puck Bunch have a little bit of a surprise for you guys. But yes, thank you so much for watching. As always, I am Zachary Nolan, and we will see you next time when your Winnipeg Jets host the Colorado Avalanche in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Nikolai Ehlers chips it through, gets around, and he shoots